Hey, what's up you guys, it's Hideaki Nomura, and in this video I'm going to teach you guys how to start skating handrails. Let's get it. A lot of times handrails can look a little intimidating. In my opinion, I think there's about two fears of skating handrails. One is getting sacked, and two is just, you trying to do a trick, but then you bail and you fall. Because it kind of feels like you're just kind of like jumping off stairs, you're kind of like in the air. So that fear of like, oh crap, I'm in the air, I'm bailing, and I'm gonna fall. I feel like those are like the two main fears that a lot of people have. Just, I guess, in general, getting hurt. To overcome the first fear of getting sacked, just find a handrail that you can't sack on. There's no way I'm getting sacked on this one. There's no way. Unless I really bail, but I'm standing on it. So find a small handrail. If you can't find a small handrail, you can always just make one by like getting a curb or whatever, and then getting like one of those portable rails and just putting it on the edge of the curb, and then it kind of looks like a handrail. So you could start off like that. I kind of did that when I first started, but I first started skating this handrail. The next thing is the fear of getting hurt. To overcome that, just wear protective gear. I'm telling you, it gives you a big boost of confidence. I started doing that as well. There's like this whole perception of like protective gear in skateboarding, like, oh, you look like a wimp, or you don't look so cool, oh, you're wearing a helmet or whatever. Who cares about that? Because at the end of the day, you get to do a cool trick and some people aren't, because you got that confidence and it came from the gear sometimes. When I first started skating handrails, I wore protective gear. I wore elbow pads, knee pads, ankle guards, and wrist guards. Just because, sure, I might bail, but then knowing that I have the protective gear, I can kind of use that as kind of like a cushion. It's like, oh, I don't want to like scrape up or bump my elbow or my knees or whatever. But since I have the protective gear, I could like intentionally land on that and it won't get hurt. It's always important to learn how to bail properly. So I always recommend land and roll. It helps reduce like the impact a little, and it spreads throughout your whole body. So that's what I've always been doing. Those are like the two things on how to overcome those fear of, getting sacked, and how to reduce fall damage. So you found a rail, hopefully in your local park or a park nearby. So now you have to decide, what trick do you want to do first? When I first started skating handrails, I started doing frontside board slides on handrails because I like to do frontside board slides, and I don't know, it just looked cool on handrails, so I just started doing on that. So of course, you're gonna have to be very, very comfortable doing the trick that you want to do on the handrail, either on rails or on ledges. So frontside board slides, I was very comfortable doing it on rails. And then after frontside board slides, I did 50-50s. So I was very comfortable doing 50-50s on ledges, square rails, round rails, flat. And I was like, all right, let's take down the handrail or the hubba. I was also very comfortable doing 50-50s on hubbas. So if I could do it on a hubba, I was like, yo, I should be able to do it on a handrail. Just to let you know, sometimes I still get scared skating handrails as well, even though I've done it many, many times. Even though you might be very comfortable doing a certain trick on ledges or rails, there's still that barrier that you have to overcome when skating a handrail. So we all go through it. Until you do it over and over and you've done it many times, you're still gonna be scared a little bit, and that's okay. Now we got that whole fear thing out of the way, let's go to the actual handrail. What I did when I first started skating handrails was I wanted to be comfortable on like how it feels going down a handrail. So you can always just walk on it to kind of get the feeling of like, oh, this is what it looks like being on top of it and like kind of like going down. So just kind of like walk down it. Like get a feeling of it, Try it. Now that you walk down it a couple times, just kind of get a feeling of it, let's just try it. Two things that I want you guys to know is, one, you're not really popping the whole height of the handrail. Two, you're also not skating the whole handrail, unless you really, really, really want to. But to make it easier for you, you're probably just gonna skate like half the length. What I like to do is I like to imagine the ground sort of extending out instead of like, okay, it's of course it's going down, but what would it look like if it was still continuing to like go out? And then it's going out, and then all right, so now the height of the handrail is like cut in half. It's like I don't need to pop this high, I only need to pop this high. And then once I find like a comfortable height that I know I can pop and do, it's like, oh sweet, if that's how high I have to pop, then I just gotta land right there. Compared to like me trying to get on right here, I have to pop right here, and I have to pop this high, and then I have to skate, or I have to be able to slide, grind, whatever, this whole length. Compared to like here, let me imagine. All right, so if I sort of extend the ground more out, all right, so now I just need to be able to pop this high. So that means I want to land like right here, because I just don't want to pop this high. That's only as much as I want to pop. I don't feel like popping this high. So if I just want to pop this high, I gotta go fast enough where I can land right here. All right, and then, all right, if I pop right here, or if I land right here, you know, I only need to skate or grind this much, you know? So that's how I envisioned and learned how to skate handrails. And I was like, all right, that's a lot better than popping this high and grinding and sliding this whole length. I hope that was a little easy to understand. Whatever trick you're doing, you sort of want to be on the same angle as the rail, like in terms of your body, because the rail is going like this angle, but if your body is still kind of like leaning too much that way, or if you lean too much this way, you're gonna bail and you're gonna mess up your trick. So you want to be sure to kind of be centered with the rail. Because let's say for frontside board slides, right? The rail's going down this way, and if you're too much like still centered as like, you know, like a regular bar, flat bar, then you're just gonna land kind of like this with, you know, kind of like that, and then you're just gonna eventually just gonna go like that. It happens a lot. But if you're centered with the rail, you have much more control, and then you can get out properly. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You just gotta do it over and over, get comfortable with it. You might bail and get hurt a couple of times, but that's skateboarding. Sometimes you're just gonna need to go for it. Just keep those tips in mind, because that's what I did and that's what helped me. I've skated this handrail a lot. I've done some tricks on here. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If it did, click that like button and also click that subscribe button as well, so that you can be notified and up to date when I upload new content. And yeah, I hope that this video will, you know, help you and motivate you on skating handrails now. I mean, of course, it's a step, so take it easy. Don't start skating 8, 10 stair, handrail, whatever. Start off with something small if you can't or haven't skated handrails yet. Just get it down, get it comfortable, and yeah, just have fun. Always remember to have fun. So, thank you so much. Have a great day.